Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones, and we're going to be fighting and indeed attempting to take revenge upon the Pentoshi here, because they are consistently making our lives rather rather difficult in our exploration of Essos, and I think it's about time that we take some revenge on them. Anyway, this is maybe going to be a bit difficult. As you can see, they already outnumber us, kind of. I mean, not really outnumbering us, so to speak. But you can see here, I think their combat strength is just slightly better than ours. Not sure why that is. If I take a look, okay, this guy has grand bearded priests. That could be the reason. And this fellow has elite Manavliatons as well as master water dancers. So that might be the reason as well. Alright, well, let's head on in and see what happens. I am very, very badly wanting to take revenge on these guys. So maybe I'm jumping into this a little bit ahead of time, you know. Maybe I'm being a bit too overzealous. But I did go back to Dragonstone territory. I basically pulled out as many units as I could get my hands on. Tried to make sure that they're all as high quality as possible, and that's pretty much all I could do. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to do a little bit of a different thing here. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try a little bit of something where we basically just allow the enemy to attack us, and we just counterattack. Because as it stands, I personally feel like maybe that's going to be a good idea, considering the enemy does have some pretty good history of defeating us when we take the aggressive action first. So if I, decide to be a little bit more defensive, then maybe that's going to make all the difference. So I'm going to just wait here, basically just going to keep my infantry in relative stationary positions. I'm going to get out my sword as well. Oh yeah, by the way, I did upgrade my my companions a little bit as well. I basically found out, thanks to you in the comments, that the lock icon, yes, the lock icon from the marketplace was still enabled. Yes, it was still enabled the last time that I went into the marketplace, and that is obviously not very good. Because that basically meant that I wasn't able to automatically upgrade any of my people, and that was pretty awful. So I did disable that, and I started to upgrade my forces. Very minor upgrades across the board, but still decent enough. And I'm telling all my forces to charge in here as well, and hopefully I'm going to be able to deal some decent damage here as well, and hopefully murder every single person I can get my hands on. Did I tell my cavalry to charge as well? Hopefully I did, and I think I did, yep. So we're just going to murder every single one of their archers, because it seems to me like they actually had better archers than infantry, or possibly, I don't know, maybe they just had more of them or something, but it seemed like there was quite a few, and we did run along their line and actually deal some pretty decent damage. And actually, you see this charge damage that we're doing right now? That's pretty interesting. Usually charge damage for me is kind of meh, usually I'm not very impressed with the charge damage that you can get from horses in Bannerlord. Because some of the time, I think if I remember Pendor, for example, or some mods like that, where you actually were able to acquire much better horses, and I'm talking about, obviously, Warband here, you would have the ability to potentially do around 20 damage in charge damage if you were lucky with the amount of damage the amount of speed you had to increase your damage, and so on. So those kinds of things would really make a huge difference. But in Bannerlord, the charge damage is usually not that much, but we are getting around 10 damage every single time we run into one of those archers, which is actually pretty significant. If you think about how much it is when it's all said and done, you're doing 10 damage to, what, 5, 6, 7 people? That's pretty decent. Anyway, we were victorious, amazingly enough, and I am going to be taking this guy prisoner. Going to let this one go. I'm going to take this guy prisoner, and we're going to rescue all of the troops. Look at all these guys. They are extremely high tier, so I'm very, very lucky to get those. And look at how much level up I have right here. 77 upgrades possibly to be done here, which is amazing. So that's exactly what we're going to do. There you go. 19 horses being used in the process. And you can see here, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I have Melisandre's dress. Oh, yeah. Okay, so do you want to see something funny? Okay. Here you go. Boom. Yeah, probably not. It's probably not the best idea, right? Yeah, probably not the best idea. Even though this is technically better than what he was wearing, this is definitely not something that we're going to use full time. That's for sure. So, yeah, that was actually one of the things that actually happened while I was in the marketplace. They pretty much, the auto-equip mod basically just immediately focused in on Melisandre's dress and gave it to everyone. So every single one of my companions had this, and as you might expect, that is not particularly good. Oh, we can deflect arrows with two-handed swords by blocking. All right, hello. Thank you very much. Let's continue the siege and see what happens here. I've got to be a bit careful because the last time I continued the siege, it ended up in us actually suffering a very humiliating defeat. So let me see if I can just keep an eye on things. Gotta be a bit careful. Trebuchet, can you please do some damage? Seems like they are doing some damage now. Yeah, we're taking siege bombardment casualties. I mean, I was talking about this actually in one of my... was I talking about this in the Warband series? Yeah, I think I might have been talking about this in the Warband series, but basically siege bombardment casualties are my bane. I really do not like the bombardment casualty mechanic, I guess you could kind of call it, because basically what it comes down to is random RNG. It's just random, completely random what's happening right there, because an enemy attacks. So for example, this ballista is going to attack my trebuchets, and it's going to eliminate a random number of my units for nothing. There's no reason to assume that that particular ballista would have been able to do any damage to us whatsoever. But there you go. Not much to really say about it apart from that, and apart from the fact that, of course, if you were to put it in the hands of the player, because let's face it, the player probably has a pretty high chance of being able to inflict more damage than any old, you know, random AI controlled character, I would probably be able to go in there and, you know, defend our trebuchets. For example, as I said in the Warband series, if you're not watching the Warband series, that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to, you know, touch upon it here. Basically, my idea was that a strike team of the enemy would come out from the garrison and try to destroy. This is all in a single event, by the way. This is not in the actual siege itself, of course. It's kind of like a prison break sort of situation, you know what I mean, where it's self-contained. But yeah, anyway, point is, you'd have people literally try to destroy your trebuchets. They would come out from the garrison, the defenders would come out with a small strike team. You would have a limited amount of defenders yourself. You'd say, I don't know, you'd have like 20 people, right? You'd have like 20 people, and the enemy would have 50 or something along those lines. And each particular trebuchet would have a certain amount of units defending it. And the enemy would have to travel from trebuchet to trebuchet to be able to destroy them and weaken the ability for your own forces to do damage to the walls. And now in this way, in my opinion, this makes it so that the control of how many units are lost is almost directly placed in the hands of the player, in comparison to in the hands of the RNG gods, because that's exactly what is happening at the moment, where siege bombardment is handled by some calculation in the background. And let's just say I am not a big fan of that, you know, because imagine you have an exceptional army. Let's say you have all high tier units, and then all of a sudden the siege bombardment casualties come in and you lose 50 of them to nothing. You basically just to nothing, and you don't even see which ones have been killed. You don't even see how they were killed. And let's face it, we've seen how effective ballistas can be. Sometimes they're very effective, other times they're not at all. And it just seems to me like it's a bit too punishing in that respect, because whenever there's a siege defense, you notice how many kills the ballistas get. Not many, right? They get, what? I don't know, 10 kills, 15. I don't know if they're lucky. It very much depends on what's happening. But for the most part, if you destroy most of the ballistas anyway with the trebuchets, or you do something along those lines, then you're not really going to have a huge amount of problems when it comes to assaulting the walls. But obviously, if you're in the defense, then of course you have that same opportunity to go outside with your own strike team and defend against the trebuchets, you know, themselves. But all I'm trying to say is, I don't really like the fact that it's in the hands of RNG rather than being in the hands of myself or any player that is in the game. Because it would be absolutely amazing if we could have a situation like that where, you know, you actually have to do something yourself. You get a little bit more hands-on, and in doing that, it becomes a much more dynamic experience and a lot more fun. But obviously, that's just my own perspective. Maybe you don't share it, and that's absolutely fine. You don't have to. But it's just an idea of mine that I think might be kind of cool. But otherwise, yeah, we don't need to upgrade anyone. And we've taken the castle once again. Okay, so now here's the thing. Pentos has now lost some pretty significant units. So I'm pretty happy with this, because that means, you can see here, look, there's a bunch of them outside there. I'm actually going to just wait here for some time. Because I remember last time, or one of the times when I was defeated by the Pentoshi, I was running away from them after having finished a siege, and I still had the disorganized status, and well, let's just say things didn't go particularly well. Anyway, we can vote for the new owner here. I personally don't care about this at all, but I'd like to get some charm skill, so I'm just going to vote for Harwood Fell with 100 influence, and we're going to get some nice charm skill from that. I'm actually going to be voting for some other people in due time, now that Harwood Fell is at 100% with his clan, and you can see here that my charm skill is now at 204, because we voted with 100 influence. It makes a really nice difference. Anyway, characters and other factions require -1 persuasion success. In my opinion, this just sounds absolutely amazing, and also your companions gain 20% more experience as well. I think that's pretty nice, so we're just going to be taking that. That sounds always pretty good, and otherwise we can now move on, and I've leveled up a lot of my troops, and they are kind of ready, I guess, kind of ready to go into a bit more of a larger siege. But as I've said, the amount of siege bombardment casualties that we're seeing right now are so significant that I'm not sure it's even going to be doable at this point. Because you saw how many I had, right? I had, how many did I have? 250 or something like that, and now I have 159? So I have a significant amount less, and it's just, whew, I wouldn't have expected that in a million years, really. I wouldn't have expected that, but apparently that's just how it is. Anyway, this is a helmet for 85,000. I think I will probably be equipping this. Yeah, this is also something that is going to be happening to me a lot now. So what I will do is I will sell this. Thank you very much. And there we have it. Okay, so I'm just going to spend 82,000, and then we're just going to go over to our companions and just kind of, you know, make sure that they're all up to date in terms of their gear. And there we go, some gloves, and everything else is fine. There we go. All right, that's perfectly fine. Wonderful. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go back to Dragonstone territory. I'm going to be a little bit, shall we say, careful, because all things considered, my history with the Pentoshi is not good. Let's just say that. It is very, very bad, and so I'm pretty happy to just kind of move away from their territory right now after having some pretty good victories against them. Decent amounts of renown being gained as well. As you can see, we are going to need a huge amount of renown to be able to make it to clan tier 5. Not entirely sure how that's even possible after such a significant amount of time fighting things, but of course there are a lot of various places, well, a lot of various times that we're going to be having peace agreements last quite a long time. Hopefully that's going to be fixed in the next version of the mod, because it is a little bit too peaceful sometimes. Anyway, what's actually going on here? Hello there, sir. Who are you? I actually can't attack this guy. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can't attack this guy because he is shielded by the model. There we go. Alright, who is this? I have no idea. Oh, he is a House Mormont fellow. Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay, yeah. Alright, I guess I am actually going to be fighting. Oh, should I even bother? You know what? I'm not going to fight him right now. I'm actually going to wait for these guys to run away. Are they actually going to... I don't really want to fight them. I don't want to fight this guy with them. I'd like them to go away so that I can fight by myself. Oh, he's just going to go in. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, sir. So I will just auto-resolve, unfortunately. It's definitely not something that I wanted to do. I'm going to let him go as well. Don't see a point in really keeping him around. And we're just going to take some prisoners there and then move on. There we go. Easy enough. All right, so here's the thing. In my opinion, I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over to the wall. And we're going to try, if we can, to fight some whites. That might be kind of fun, right? Some White Walkers. And maybe to recruit some giants. That might be kind of fun too. So I'm just going to very quickly go to these Dragonstone villages, and we're going to pick them up. Obviously, we are currently in wartime, but I'm not entirely sure if I really want to participate even more in it, because I kind of want to cut, I don't know, maybe, do I want to cut my losses? Do I want to cut my losses and kind of just move on? Because I don't really want to, do I want to push my luck? Do I want to push my luck? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm not entirely sure, but we're getting some really nice level ups here as well. Is my herd bonus, yeah, no, my herd bonus isn't having any problems. And apparently the Black Tide clan was eliminated. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, someone actually told me that there is a very difficult fight against the White King past the wall. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe we want to go over there. Maybe we want to go over there. Maybe we want to see what's going on. And I'm actually kind of intrigued by this. Although you did warn me in your comment that it is very difficult, or he is very difficult, the White King himself. So maybe it's not even going to be possible, you know? Maybe it's going to be one of those things that is just very, very difficult. But yeah, Pentos has actually taken back the castle. I mean, here's the thing. Is it actually even viable for me to go over here and actually take the castle? Because if the enemy is able to resupply so easily, and we ourselves are not really able to get over there, I mean, Dragonstone doesn't seem to be very, shall we say, they don't seem to be that mobile, and they're not moving over there that often. You know, they didn't bother defending it, you know? They didn't bother defending it at all, and it seems to me like they just kind of don't really care about dealing with anything in Essos. In comparison, however, the Vale is actually amazing. The Vale is doing so much work in comparison to Dragonstone. The Vale is literally going over to Essos every single chance they get, as far as I can tell. Their armies are consistently running around there, and I am very, very impressed with them. But obviously, I'm not a part of them, so that doesn't really affect me that much. But yeah, it's still pretty cool to see, nevertheless. And here we go. This is where we are now. We are now at the wall, and let's see if we can find some giants, shall we? Let's find some giants and see if we can recruit a couple of them. And I'm not entirely sure where the White King is. Obviously, I don't know where he is, so we're going to have to explore around a little bit and see what's going on. Do we have some giants here? Do these guys become giants? Let's actually have a look. No, it doesn't seem like it. I don't think so, at least. No, I don't think so. All right. I'm actually not entirely sure whether I need to go to a specific place to be able to recruit the giants, or whether they are noble units. I think these are the noble units, actually. So, yeah, that's probably not really doing much for me. Maybe I need to go to Frostfang's camp, potentially. Ooh, Giant Stair might actually be it. Oh, there's a hideout. Ah, this might actually be the thing that you were talking about. All right, I'm going to save very quickly, just because whenever going into new content in a mod, I always want to make sure there isn't going to be a crash, because I've already traveled all the way over here. Really don't want to be dealing with a crash after that. So let's see what we can do. Let's head on in to the hideout, and let's see what happens here. I am very intrigued. We're going to be taking Queen's men inside. I'm actually not going to be doing that. I'm going to take Jamie, Hodor, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I need to take anyone else. We only have 10. Oh dear. This might be a little bit problematic. I'm not entirely sure if we're even going to be able to achieve victory here, but we'll try our best. I mean, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. You know, I feel like I'm okay. I'm just going to tell my forces to charge in. Hello there, sir. Okay, fearsome white. Oh, never mind. Not that fearsome. You died instantly, sir. Okay, very nice. Okay, yeah. These guys are literally just dying like no one's business. I don't even know. Alright, that shouldn't be too bad. I was really worried there for a second. I thought to myself, wait a minute, is this guy having an incredible amount of one-handed skill or something? But no, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like they're pretty easy to defeat, but obviously do bear in mind we are not yet faced with the White King himself. Maybe I'm a bit overgeared for this or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to use my... Oh, yeah, nice headshot. Oh, that was great. I love that. Those are the kinds of things I really enjoy doing. Oh, I hit one of my own. I hit one of my own people. Okay, yeah. Let me not do that. That would probably be a good idea to try and avoid. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me just see if I can do this. Nice headshot. Nice headshot. Oh, I love throwing weapons. Sometimes, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. In my last stream, I was asked the question, have you finally gotten over the whole, you know, kind of aggressive tendencies that you used to have against thrown weapons? Because obviously, I really did not get on with thrown weapons at all in Warband. I was really... I just didn't do very well with them at all. I don't know what it was. I just didn't gel with them at any point in any of the series that I made. I was just terrible with them, even when I tried to use them. And I basically ended up completely ignoring them, even if I had spec'd into power throw. And it kind of makes me sad, really, because, I mean, that's the point. In Warband, it's a completely different beast, because they don't really give you the ability to penetrate shields that much. And in this, they do give you the ability to do that. And they're just so fun to use with the ragdolls, because you hit someone, and then immediately they just go flying, and it's just so incredibly amusing to see. And here is the White King himself. Right. Oh, actually, the Night King. Never mind. White King, Night King, same thing, kind of, I guess. Anyway, this guy is apparently very difficult, so I'm going to duel him just because that's funny. And we'll see if that's actually going to, well, do anything for me. Hello there, sir. Whoa, okay. Okay. Okay, never mind. I have no idea how you are supposed to beat this guy. Is he in the encyclopedia? We don't actually lose anything, by the way, for me being defeated or anything like that. I just get completely humiliated, which is absolutely fine, I guess. But anyway, I'd like to see what his stats are, if I can actually see that. Okay, yeah, never mind. As you can quite clearly tell, he has amazing stats in basically everything, and this is his weapon as well. It is a polearm with 96 swing speed and 183 swing damage. And he also has this armor. Wow, okay. Wow. Right. Well, I don't really have anything to say about that, apart from the fact that this guy is overpowered. Yeah, very, very overpowered. But that's absolutely fine. That's not... I mean, that is to be expected from a hero unit, right? He is the quintessential definition of a hero unit. So incredibly strong. And I'm actually pretty surprised I dealt as much damage to him as I did. I don't even know. How much HP does he have? Can we tell? I can't actually tell how much... No, I can't tell how much HP he has. But I can only assume that he has around 100, maybe 110, maybe 120, something like that. Unless it's been modified any more than you might expect. But, yeah. So he's, yeah, I did, how much damage did I deal to him? Like 30 damage or something like that? Yeah, 30 damage. We're declaring war on, we're apparently having some whites coming out here. Okay, well, they're obviously not going to really be doing too much to us. So I'm just going to head in there once again. I don't really care about taking the companions this time. I'm just going to go straight on in with Queen's men. And we'll see how that goes. But we are declaring war on Lorath, which is actually kind of amusing because I believe Lorath does have a fief quite close by to where I currently am. So maybe it would be an idea for me to check that out. But I find it amusing actually that these regular units are so incredibly easy in comparison to the Night King himself. So yeah, there's that. Because as you can see, they basically just, I mean, they just die, you know, they just fold before us like no one's business. But yeah, it's it's a little bit yeah, I guess maybe that's the point, you know, maybe that's the point, because obviously they're trying to maybe make it a little bit of a surprise, shall we say, a little bit of a surprise to go into the battle against the Night King himself in the duel, and then find that he is amazingly powerful in comparison to the regular units available here. So yeah, that's really funny actually. But anyway, I'm gonna try and just level up my. I might as well just level up my thrown weapon skill, right? Might as well just do that. I'm actually wondering whether I could even get a. Considering the Night King doesn't have a shield, I might be able to throw a weapon at him before he gets into melee range with me. But bear in mind, he does have an absolutely insane reach with his polearm, so it's highly likely he'll be able to get a wonderful swing on me much earlier than you might expect. So that might not even work, but I can try it, right? I can try it, so maybe that's going to be kind of fun. We'll see what happens. But one thing I do want to do is I want to get by here. Can we, let me just speed things up real fast. There we go. That's a little bit easier. We can get all these guys out the way, and then I can focus on the Night King himself. I am ready. I have my two-handed at the ready. I'm actually wondering whether I should try to throw a thrown weapon at him. I'm gonna give it a go, okay? We're gonna give it a go and see what happens. Alright. Here we go. Let's do it. Okay, I did some damage. Okay, never mind. He actually got me on the head. I did do more damage to him, but unfortunately that was just... Yeah, I mean, as you can quite clearly tell, if he had slightly less good armor, because obviously, as you've seen, his armor is literally... What does he have on his head? He literally has 99 head armor, 99 body armor, and other crazy stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of likely that I probably would have been able to kill a regular unit much earlier than that. So obviously it's just because he's very strong. I'm actually wondering, what would I get? What kind of reward would I get for being able to clear this out? Because I'm wondering, you know, is it going to be something amazing like his weapon? Because if it is his weapon, then I am definitely going to need to do something about that. So we'll try to see what's going on with it a little bit later on down the line, potentially. Maybe in the next episode or something like that. We'll see. But obviously, as it stands right now, we are declaring war on Lorath, and I'd like to recruit some giants. I actually have no idea where to get these giants from, to be honest. I'm going to assume over here. Maybe. I seem to remember in another Game of Thrones themed mod that you used to be able to get giants in this city specifically. But I'm not seeing that right now. I'm not seeing any... Wait a minute. Can I actually just search for giants? Giant? There he is. Whoa, okay. They are very strong, as you might expect. And they have oh my... Okay, they have even better armor than the Night King. And you can see here that they use a giant club, which has a swing damage of 200. What? Where do you find these guys? I don't know. I can't find them. I don't know where they are. I guess I might have to... I don't know. I went to Frostfang's camp. I'm going to assume that maybe I just need to go... Maybe I need to go over here? Maybe over here or something like that. But yeah, anyway, so we're at war against Lorath, which I believe they have... Yeah, they have this one over here, and that is basically it. That is the only thing that they own at the moment. So maybe it's going to be something... Ah, here we go. Here are the giants. Okay, fantastic. We actually found some. Okay, so I'm just going to be recruiting them. And I could basically just wait here for some time and just get a whole bunch, to be honest. But to be fair, they have a massive wage. So if I just take a look at that real fast, just to show you exactly how much they're going to cost. Only 17? Okay, only 17. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be waiting here for a little bit of time, and I'll try to get, I don't know, 500 giants, and then we will... No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to try and get quite a few of these guys, and then we'll see what we can do. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.